What is going on, you guys? I'm very excited for today's video because I've owned this thing for about 6 months now. We now have the C7Z06 for the channel, and well, I work a 9-to-5 job. Truth is, not everyone's a drop shipper or a multi-millionaire with some massive inheritance and all these unrealistic things that the internet makes us believe nowadays. So I want to make a video for the average, regular, everyday person and talk about how you can afford your dream car with simply a 9-to-5 job. Let's go ahead and start this thing up and get right into it. All right, as always, let's go ahead and start off with a nice little acceleration here. The car is all warmed up. Oh my gosh. Guys, you can take advice from whoever you want, but I'll tell you my experience with buying my dream car. It has been a complete life changer. Now, for some people, it may be for the worse. For others, it may be for the better. I have gotten a promotion at my job in just 5 months of working there. I'm now making 6 figures as my income. All in all, guys, I mean, to weigh out the pros and the cons, I would say buying your dream car while you're young is going to be one of the best decisions you can make, assuming nothing catastrophic happens with the car right when you buy it. Now, I bought a Maserati Gran Turismo. If anyone's gonna have something catastrophic happen, it's probably gonna be me. Yet I have been redlining the crap out of this car every single day, daily driving it, and I have had 0 issues. So I'm gonna assume here that you have virtually no income to work with to afford or buy your dream car, because in reality that's most people's situations, and that was absolutely mine before I started working to be able to buy this car at 23 years old. So the first thing that you can do to afford your dream car is to cut expenses. Obviously the largest expense that we all have is going to be our housing. So if you have an outrageously high rent or an outrageously high mortgage compared to what your income is, and there are cheaper options, then that is going to be one of the easiest ways to cut out your expenses as quickly as possible and make a huge difference in how much money you have left over at the end of the month. But assuming you don't have an outrageously high rent or mortgage, then look at some of the other things, such as how much are you spending a month in food? Do you go out to eat a lot? Like if you go to Chipotle or McDonald's, I can easily spend $18 at McDonald's for a dinner nowadays with the economy right now. So you can still cook at home. There are videos you can find where you're able to make food for, $5-10 a day. $10 a day in a month, that's $300 a month in food. So that's one food is, by the way, a pretty massive line item in people's budgets. So you're gonna wanna weigh out, do you have any issues with eating out often? If you do cook at home, are you cooking ribeye or are you cooking something a little bit more affordable for you? And then there's gonna be, of course, the miscellaneous category. Do you have an addiction with like gambling or nicotine? That's a lot of money every single month that you're spending, whether you realize it or not. You have to look at your budget and understand where your money is going, and whatever is unnecessary or is just a little bit higher than what it could be or should be, that's an area where you can cut down that expense and be able to put that money into the budget of potentially obtaining whatever car that you're working towards. All right, now just before we get into the second thing you can do to afford your dream car, and by the way, this is probably the most realistic one that you could do and start today to actually easily be able to afford your dream car. But just before I tell you, I do want to say that I have started something where I will help you. I'll hop on a Zoom call with you and actually create a very detailed plan according to whatever your situation is in your life, and lay out for you exactly how and when you'll be able to afford your dream car. I've spent so many years of my life working in finance, and the things that has come from me buying this car makes me really want to help other people own their dream car. So if you're interested, check out the link in the description because I'd be more than happy to help you. But the second thing that you can do is start a side hustle today. And I used to do Postmates, literally just delivering food to people's doors. Anything like Uber Eats, DoorDash, Postmates, that's something you can start today and actually make some pretty decent money just driving around listening to music in your car. Now that's not a viable option for everybody, right? If you don't live in a city where there's a lot of orders or anything, that's okay. I stopped doing Postmates and I started a freelance gig on Fiverr. So Fiverr and Upwork, those are two really, really good places to make a lot of money doing a side hustle. I've made tens of thousands of dollars on Fiverr, and all I did was I just chose some gig, and I basically mimicked the top performing person in that space, made it my own profile, posted it, and man, I now charge $150 an hour, and I still get orders. Insanity. I personally just help people with their YouTube channels, but you could do, I don't know, personal training. You could develop people a diet or a food plan. I mean, there's anything. People buy anything on there. So you could do car detailing. Somebody that lives near me actually just has a sign posted up that says, I'll detail your car, and they have their number and all that. So there are a million options for side hustles. Just don't get yourself into anything too complicated if you're not used to that, right? Don't try to start some major business and not understand why it's taking you so long to make it profitable. That's why I think something like Postmates or Uber Eats or something is just the easiest thing to sign up for. Start today, bring in some money, and you'd be surprised how much money you can make if you actually devote some time to doing that after work or on the weekends. And that's, again, all you really need. Listen to those pops. All you really need is about $1,000 a month or more to pretty much cover your monthly payment if you choose to finance. I personally would not finance, by the way. I would wait till you can pay cash. But if you're going to go the financing route, a side hustle that generates $1,000 a month, that it depends on what car you get. But I think for a lot of people's dream cars, especially hopefully you're getting a used one so it doesn't depreciate on you like crazy, that's going to cover your monthly payment. That's going to cover insurance, maintenance, especially, by the way, if you can do maintenance on your own, that's going to be a major thing that will help you afford your dream car. I do, so far, all of the maintenance on my own with this car, and I knew nothing about working on cars. I didn't even know how to change oil. And trust me, if you just have a friend or you have YouTube, you're going to figure it out. It costs about $100 to buy a jack, $50 to buy a couple of jack stands, and then you can buy tools as you need them. But it is going to be very, very cheap to work on your car yourself, especially when you are expecting to take it in and you look at the amount of money that mechanics would charge you to do any work on your car. So a side hustle plus DIY maintenance is going to make the car a lot cheaper than you thought. I've only had, with working on this car myself, including repainting the brake calipers, total cost has been around $150 in the past 6 months for this car. I am going to have to do an oil change. I already did the brake pads. The oil change is going to be around $140, $150, whereas at a dealership on a Maserati Gran Turismo, you're looking at more like, I want to say $700 is what I've heard. So yeah, I'm never going to pay those prices, and that makes this a very viable option to own, and which is crazy, right? Now the third option that you can do to be able to afford your dream car working a 9-to-5 job is, can you find a way to have the car make you money? For example, could you start an Instagram page, make posts with your car? Could you start a YouTube channel, do POV drives just like I'm doing? Could you go to a car show and you have some sort of business and start networking? Just as a heads up, this car has been a phenomenal networking tool for me. Not only outside of work, but also at work. And I've gotten promoted in 5 months at my job. I feel like I've said that 500 times, but I really want to explain. Stupid parking sensor. Hold on. I want to drill that one in. How much money this car has made me. Not YouTube a little bit, but at work, oh my gosh, this thing has skyrocketed my career and will continue to. Yeah, even if this thing blew up today, I am still going. I already have that trajectory set off at my job. So you know, you may not work in sales, and therefore it may not be the same situation for you to be able to work harder and instantly make more money or get a promotion as fast. But again, there's loads of other options to have the car actually make you money or use the car as a networking tool. Point is though, you definitely don't want to just use option number 3 and then just like go to a car show and you know, freaking just talk to people and say, yeah, it's making me money. You want to have a clear-cut plan to have the car actually make you profit, especially before you buy the car. Don't buy it and then figure it out. Figure it out and then buy the car. That way you already have a very clear plan in place, and ideally even a plan B if you needed to exit out of the purchase or have a different way to have the car make you money. And by the way, as long as you don't get something stupid like I did, like a Gran Turismo, these are hard to find buyers for, but if you were to buy like a Mustang GT or something, that's not going to be that difficult. I sold my Mustang EcoBoost on Facebook Marketplace in 1 month, and it was incredibly easy to do so. So maybe I got lucky, but needless to say, even if you buy the car, it's not like you lose all the money. You can still sell the car and get most, if not all, of your money back. So I think that's, again, worst case scenario is probably something mechanically seriously goes wrong. But if not, own the car for a little bit, see what happens, and then sell it. Now, buying a nice car isn't going to be for everybody, and the last thing I want for you is to ruin your life with a car purchase. So if you want to go more in detail, want me to help you again, feel free to use the link in the description, because I'd love to help you get your dream car sooner than you thought. But those pops never get old. But if I had to do this all over again, well, first of all, I definitely would. Parking sensor might go off right now. Yep. This car is so low to the ground, so it senses the ground as an object. But yeah, if you guys have any other ideas, feel free to post them down in the comments, but that is pretty much what I did to be able to buy this car and not be stressed about it. And again, it has been a 10 out of 10 experience. Absolutely no regrets so far. Of course, I'll keep you guys updated. I appreciate y'all, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace out.